Hello friends, welcome to the tour of my 2021 December Daily album. It is almost once again the holiday season and I finally finished last year's album. It took a little bit longer to tell the stories, but I still managed to fill an album with memories from last year, and I hope that it can inspire you if you are also working on some memory keeping. If you are new to my channel or you don't know anything about December Daily, I'll leave some information in the description box below to help you get started. But basically, it is a memory keeping scrapbook project started by Ali Edwards, where you document the month leading up to Christmas in a scrapbook, the stories of the things that you do kind of each day, or just 25 generic stories leading up to Christmas Day. So the album I used was actually from a previous year's December Daily release. It wasn't from last year's. So this was designed, I believe, by Jasmine Jones, and it just has holiday phrases in this beautiful gold foil. I mean, look at that foil, it's so stunning. And I didn't put anything on the front because it's perfect just the way it is. So opening up, we get into my opening pages. So on the left here, I just have this Fabric 25 from last year's main kit, from the 2021 main kit. And I added this little stories word confetti to that to spell 25 stories. I wanted to add something to the inside album cover because it was just plain white. This was before they put something on the inside of the album, so I wanted to spice it up a little bit. And I wanted to put my own handwriting in, so I just kind of went through some of my favorite Christmas songs and pulled a bunch of phrases and just random holiday phrases, and then I cut them out with my Silhouette and layered them on in white vinyl. Over here is my title page leading into the actual album. Once again, I used my Silhouette to cut out a phrase from Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas that I thought was very fitting, that we were finally getting back together with some friends and family this year. I added that to one of the wreaths from the 2021 kit and then used the number stickers that came with that. And that is just adhered onto a 3x8 transparency with a gold gridded design. And then this is just overlaid on a picture of my mom and I at a garden center that we went to visit last year. They had this arched mirror and we posed for a selfie in it, and it's just perfect, perfectly framed. I loved it. Couldn't have asked for a better photo to open up my album with. So this is the first day I have documented, which is actually November 27th. My partner and I went to the Toronto Distillery Christmas market, and then I went to meet her family for the first time. So I wanted to document that story, so I just have a few photos cut into tag shapes because I have tags on the next page. I have this one of us under the heart, this one of me on the train with my holiday mask, and then this one of the Toronto streets that I just used this hand-lettered gold sticker that says City Sidewalks. I took a piece of Silhouette gold sticker paper and I just lettered a whole bunch of phrases in Procreate and cut it out with my Silhouette, so I had like custom stickers, which was very fun. I like putting my own handwriting and my own lettering throughout the album, which is something you'll see a lot. I just think it's fun to document your own handwriting rather than having everything typewritten, just a personal aesthetic choice. I have some journaling hidden under here, which just kind of tells the story of how I was pretty nervous to take the GO train for the first time in a long time. And I have this on this printed out paper. It was a digital paper from the Crate Papers Busy Sidewalks line, I believe, and I just printed that out. I got the digital version just to save a little bit of money rather than having to pay shipping to get it sent to me. And then this is a photo of the giant Christmas tree that they have in the Distillery District for the holidays. So cozy. If you're in the general Toronto area, highly recommend. Yeah, I think it's free if you go during the daytime, so keep that in mind. So now we're officially in December. I wanted to do a little around here for December 1st to kind of just keep tabs on what my family was up to. These little houses are from the Crate Paper Busy Sidewalks digital kit. And then I added this photo of my dog with her advent calendar, this picture of our tree. I added this little vellum Christmas tree from last year's main kit along with a number 1. And then I added some of my favorite American Crafts star trim. If you've seen my other December Daily videos, you know my love for this star trim. I added one of these library card holders from the main kit last year here. Just added around here in some, I think these are from Crate Paper as well, these stickers, they're really whimsical. And I just have a little around here list about what was happening. We had some plans get canceled, just talking about festive things that had happened before December began. And that is just mounted on a piece of paper I cut from the main kit. The paper came in a 10x8 size, but I'm doing a 6x8 album, so I had to cut a lot of the papers down to size. It meant that I got to use a lot more of each paper than just using one piece, so that was very fun. So you'll see lots of bits and pieces hidden around the album. So day 2, it was a little bit of a rough start to December. I deal with chronic anxiety, so I had a couple bad brain days leading up to the beginning of the month. So I made a page about how I like to fight off the December gloom. We had some really gloomy weather at the beginning of the month, and it really was a downer. So I just included a couple photos. This one, I set up my self-timer to take a picture of me at my desk with my cup of tea. And then this is one of the holiday pillows I have on my bed with my holiday sheets that have little reindeer on them. They're so cute. Definitely got them in the kids department, but they're so cute. And I just kind of listed a few things that were kind of making me happy at the time. I love stories like this. And this is on a piece of crepe paper, digital paper that I printed and cut out to fit to size. Very cute, very simple. Day 3 was continuing to kind of document this brain slump I was in. I loved this self-timer angle. I put the camera on the floor in the doorway to my bedroom and kind of recorded myself having some floor time. All of my fellow mental health girlies and humans will know the importance of floor time. You gotta have floor time. So I put this number 3. This is from Echo Park. I mounted that onto a piece of card from one of the past December daily releases that I had left over. And then I used this card from the main kit. This is actually from another trim from American Crafts. I just cut the leaves off of it and then attached them with my tiny attacher. I thought it looked so cute. Definitely doing that again this year. So cute. And then this Quiet Time sticker is from a Paisley Press release from my past December daily. I ordered one of the mystery kits last year, so I have a lot of things that I don't know what year they're from. And I just took some journaling there about kind of having quiet time and what works for me in dealing with anxiety days, because they happen. And then over here, I used this green patterned paper from the main kit. I added this Common Bright sentiment that came with the main kit as well, and then used my tiny attacher to put on one of these red felt stars. Favorite item from last year's release were those red stars. So cute. I wish I had a million of them. I would put them on everything if I could. This is about as far, by the way, that I got last year. Everything past that has been done in the past few months. So I'll try to walk you through how I documented stories when I didn't have journaling or detailed memories. So this was the 4th. We had our first big snow of December, and that was really nice. It kind of cleared up the gloom a bit. It did get washed away, but it was nice to have it while we had it. I have a couple embellishments here, and yeah, I added this Winter Magic sticker that I hand lettered. This is on the outside of the page protector. I put that on with my tiny attacher, and I just love being able to tactile. I'm very tactile when it comes to sensory stuff. And then this From My Window card was also from a past release. It is a 4x4 card that I just cut down to fit to size. My big tip is to not be constrained to the sizes that things come in. If a card comes in 3x4 but you want to cut it smaller and put it on top, do that. You don't have to keep it 3x4. You can cut it up and make things different sizes. Very fun. This is also paper from the main kit last year that I cut to fit into a different page, but I had some left over, so it made a perfect 4x6 spot. Day 5 was the story of cookie baking. I made these peppermint dip sugar cookies that I make for the past couple years. They're very good, definitely a hit. I documented some journaling. I had the journaling on my phone from last year, so I just copied that in my handwriting, and then I added these sentiments. This one is from the main kit, and this one is from crepe paper, I believe. And then I also added some sentiments onto the pictures of the cookies, including this number 5, which is also from a past December daily release. Keeping it super simple as much as possible is really how I like to do this project. So on this side here for day 6, I have a piece of patterned paper. I added the 6 and this little sentiment from a crepe paper release, and then this little word confetti that says "Hello Tree." Super simple. And then I just have this photo of me and my dog in front of the Christmas tree. This was when we decorated the tree, adding all the ornaments, and then some more star trim, another piece of star trim here to tie the pieces together, and then did my journaling on a card from the main kit. Day 7, I documented going to get Starbucks Christmas drinks with my mom after doing a couple errands. I love these photos. I just set up my self-timer and we started laughing, and so it captures us just laughing and being goofy, and I just love these photos so much. Candids are my absolute favorite pictures for memory keeping, so setting up the self-timer and then just having moments with your friends and family is top tier photo content. I used a bunch of different extra leftover scraps of paper. These are from the main kit from last year. This is an extra piece of the Oh What Fun paper. I think this is from a Paisley Press digital release. I had some left over from previous years, so it fit perfectly. This Holiday Errands is also designed by Paisley Press from a past December daily kit. And yeah, it was just nice to use up some scraps and some extra things from my stash. Oh, this We Need a Little Christmas is a crepe paper release as well. I love it so much. I've been saving it for like 2 years and finally I used it. Day 8 was the story of a conversation I had with my friends. I was trying to look for a card to get for my partner, and they didn't have a lot of cards to give one girlfriend to another girlfriend. So I texted my group chat and I was like, Candace Cameron Beer has all these cards and I can't find one for my girlfriend. So I used this conversation has my hearts. Chipboard sentiment is from last year's main kit. This documenting today's December story was, I think, cut out of a like 2x3 card kit from a past release, and then I used the documenting notepad from 2020. I wrote out the conversation in Procreate, so it is in my handwriting digitally, and then I cut out the little speech bubbles. I just designed this in Procreate so I could cut it out with my silhouette, so it's layered. Again, sensory, tactile touch. Very fun. Very fun to document a conversation. I want to do that more this year. Day 9 is the story of getting a new Christmas mug from Indigo. I actually documented this page on my TikTok. I do have TikTok. I don't use it a lot because I'm scared of it, but I do have it if you want to follow me on TikTok. I also did this as an Instagram reel, which you can find on my Instagram. This is a photo I took in our kitchen. We have white walls in our kitchen and it makes taking aesthetic photos so much fun. I added a piece of leftover white cardstock. I just rounded the corners on that and embellished it with one of the felt stars. And then this candy cane card, I think it's from the kids kit from a couple years ago. That came in a mystery kit as well. Day 10, we did some errands. So I just talked a little bit about what we did. I think we got flu shots and mailed cards. It was a lot of errands and it was like stressful because there were a lot of people around. Another piece of paper from the main kit, more star trim, more gold letters. Simple, very cute. Here I just added some various star stickers from a couple different kits and then drew in a few stars with my white gel pen to just spice it up a little. Day 11 is a story about my dog. We had some really high winds that day and she was very scared. So I have this picture of her wearing her little thunder shirt, and then I was playing Disney Parks instrumentals to try to drown the wind out a little bit for her. I don't think it worked, but it was very Christmassy. I added a couple of my custom gold stickers here. This So Not Merry and Bright sentiment I cut out of a piece of paper from the main kit. And then this Found Joy 2x3 card was from a past December daily release. Another felt star because I love them. Allie Edwards, if you are watching this and you have extras, please just send all of them to my house. I'll take all of the extra felt stars you have off your hands. Day 12 is the story of making my mom's birthday cake. My mom's birthday is December 14th, so her birthday is always part of December Daily. I made it based off a cake on Pinterest, talked a little bit about that in my journaling. I added in a half label sticker. I just cut it in half, they're round. And I wrote in, love this season of celebrating, added in a little number 12. and then used some of the houses from the main kit last year and this eating junk and watching rubbish sentiment, which I thought was kind of fun because, junk food, it works. Day 13 is the story of my dog's advent calendar. So I have this photo. My mom took this above while I was giving Olive her goodie and she was giving me paw. So I have the moment she gave me paw. This piece of red plaid paper from the main kit actually is covering up a mistake. I had the holes marked on this photo, but they printed in the wrong spot, so I had to cover them, but it actually looks really good. I like to be honest about when things are covering mistakes because I think it's important. I think people need to be transparent about that because it's fun. And then I added this holiday tradition puffy sticker, and then a few more stickers and embellishments over some scraps of paper. These are from various places. I added this little stripe effect by using a few smaller scraps. And yeah, it turned out really cute. I'm really happy with how this page turned out. It was a really great way to use up some scraps and fill in space when I didn't necessarily have a story that would fill the whole page. And then I got to do the same thing for the next day for my mom's birthday. So I have this photo of my mom with her cake and then this photo of her getting her Animal Crossing birthday party. She loves Animal Crossing and plays it almost every day. And so we were visiting with her villagers on her birthday. So she got to have her birthday party with all her faves. I added this 14 puffy sticker to a little scrap of patterned paper, and then again used some scraps from my stash to fill in this page. I added some hand-drawn elements, this love element from the main kit. These are both from crepe paper, and yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I love it. I wanted to bring out the blues and the greens in the photos, and I think I accomplished that. Day 15, I actually didn't have a story for. I went back through some group chats, conversation threads, went through my camera roll, just kind of pulled out a few things. And I actually had this page I had started last year with some current favorites. So I took 6 things that I was currently loving at the time and I had written them down, so I kind of built the page around that. I cut these circles out with my silhouette and just placed the currently loving. I just typed that in a typewriter font. And then used more scraps to cut half circles to fill in the white space. I thought it turned out really cute. This is on the wreath paper from the main kit last year. And then I added in this photo from the outtakes from when we decorated the tree. It turned out kind of blurry. It's of my mom and I, but I thought it was really cute and it was good for filling in the space when there wasn't a photo for this story. And then I just added the 15 to these circles. These chipboard circles were from a past December daily release. Whatever year everything was bronze, it's from that year. And then I added in a few of my favorite things as a little sentiment around there. And that's it. That is a great page idea for if you don't have a story for a day. Story 16 is about getting dice from my 2 closest friends. My 2 best friends both sent me dice for Christmas last year, and if that sounds weird, I play Dungeons and Dragons, so it's very normal to get lots of dice. So I took this photo actually after Christmas. I set up the dice on a piece of white foam board that I keep around for photos, and took an overhead photo of the dice. I think it turned out really cute, and I love that you can see both sets. I talked a little bit here about who sent me which set and kind of what they were like, and added a few embellishments here. And then on the dice list, I spelled out with these American Crafts letters. I thought that was cute, like on the nice list. But yeah, this is really my only D&D story for this year, so that's kind of surprising. I think we did a lot of our Dungeons & Dragons stuff after Christmas last year, and I chose not to document after the 25th, so that didn't make it into my album. I think there might be more this year. I'm playing more often than I was last year. So this is an interesting page because I did not have photos and stories for the 17th, 18th, or 19th of December. I had a few just scattered photos, but I didn't really have a story to tell around them. So I decided to combine these 3 days into one page and just talk a bit about how it was a hard month. There was a lot of anxiety, there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of plans got canceled. There was a lot of uncertainty as to whether plans were going to happen or not. So to document this, I cut out the best part and worst part from a piece of patterned paper from the main kit last year. I then used a piece of plain white cardstock that I cut down to size, and I wrote on one of them all the best parts of last Christmas, and on the other one I wrote all the worst parts. So best part has things like sugar cookie oat lattes, reminiscing on past Christmases, watching old home movies, having access to rapid tests, getting a card from the neighbors, things like that. And then worst part was like plans that got canceled, gray and rainy weather. It was really gloomy. A lot of things were still virtual. I wrote in that there was a commercial that made me cry, which is true, and it is just sad. Some Christmas commercials are sad, so some of it is pretty funny and lighthearted. It's a really good way to look back on a season and acknowledge that it's not always fun all the time. And I think this will be a really good time capsule to look back on in a few years and remember, like, oh yeah, the crowds were bigger, things were virtual, it was really hard. To add to this, I added this A Difficult December sentiment. This is from the main kit last year. There were a lot of these big text sentiments, and I added a couple stars from the star trim that I just attached with my tiny attacher onto another 3x8 transparency. And I didn't even add any journaling to really explain it. I think that it explains it pretty well with the best part, worst part. I added in an extra photo of Olive and I kind of snuggling together by the tree. I laid the 17, 18, and 19 all together and then used a strip of patterned paper to kind of connect them. And then I added this Bring on the Season of Joy in the corner to kind of represent that this was the turning point where a lot of the gloominess was kind of over and we moved on to a really happy end of the season. So for day 20, my partner was able to come up for a visit. We had our little Christmas exchange up at my place. I added some more custom stickers, another one of these round chipboard pieces. I've put some journaling in here just about how we spent our evening, and some photos here. This is one of the 2x3 cards that came from a past release that says let's make some magic together. So I layered that in with a couple pictures of us on the couch with Olive that my mom took. We watched the SNL Christmas special and it was very nice and cozy. So day 21 is kind of the rest of the story of my girlfriend coming up to visit for Christmas. I added that with this Meet Me Under the Mistletoe sentiment, and this sentiment that says Love Christmas with You. This also came from the main kit that I cut out. And then there's this photo of us with Olive, who crashed our little photo session in front of the Christmas tree, and it was very cute and sweet. I like that you can see the Christmas socks that she got me as part of my Christmas gift in the photo. I think that's very cute. And yeah, definitely very simple story, full page 6x8, and a little bit of journaling to kind of talk about how nice it was to have her up to do a little Christmas exchange. So the 22nd, I dressed Olive up in her little outfit. A family friend got this for her when she was a puppy, these little cuffs that go around her feet and a little Santa hat. And every year I have to put her in it and give her a treat and just let her be in it for a moment just for my own serotonin. So I took this December Stories card and I punched the edges and made it a little bit smaller. I added in some star trim, put my journaling here, and then I have another overhead photo and then one that I took on this piece of paper from the main kit. Very simple, very cute. This story for the 23rd, we went on a Christmas light drive. This is something my mom and I do a couple of times around the holidays. I put that on this printed out digital paper from Crate Paper and added in a few embellishments over here. This is from the main kit last year. This is also from the main kit. This striped paper is actually from the packaging that the main kit came in last year that I thought was so cute. I wanted to use it. Added in some journaling. I think this is a 3x6 maybe sized card that came from a past release, so I cut the top and the bottom off. It kind of reminds me of a film strip when it's not used in full. And that brings us to Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I document similarly in all of my albums because I like the consistency. So over here, I just have kind of the story of our evening. There's a photo of Olive, a photo of me with the Christmas bread wreath. This is a recipe from Half Baked Harvest. It's so good. I loved it. It was so much fun. We had a wreath of bread and it was so much bread for 3 people. We had bread for days. It was great. On the back of the tag from the previous day, I have this Our Traditions tag, and I just wrote in some journaling about Christmas Eve, what we did, and then I added in this 3x8 transparency for 'Twas the Night Before Christmas with some star trim adhered to it with my tiny attacher. And then I have a photo of the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. This is how I like to start out my Christmas transition every year. So I have my 24 here with my Echo Park letters. And then we turn the page, and it's the tree on Christmas morning. I added in this word confetti that says Christmas morning underneath my 25 of Olive and I in our matching pajamas, being so cute. For my Christmas Day stories, I had a hard time kind of deciding how I wanted to organize them. So I had 4 smaller photos that kind of told the story of our morning. And then I added in these 4x3 cards from the main kit last year. I really like how it looks. It's very uniform, and I was able to use these cards in a way that had some extra dimension rather than just having the card in the spot as intended. So I have a story about Olive opening her stocking, this one with the cinnamon rolls we made. We do overnight cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning, and then a couple photos of my mom and I opening presents. I added in 4 stockings here to represent the stockings for myself, my parents, and Olive, and then another piece of the packaging from the main kit in the background. I love this photo of my mom and Olive after the Christmas gift opening was done, and that leads us to the end of the album. So I talk a little bit here about what was different about the season. I took this 3x4 card from the main kit and cut it down, and then added a little Christmas sweater embellishment from the main kit on top. And then I used another photo from the photo shoot Olive and I had in front of the Christmas tree to finish off the album. And that is it for my 2021 December Daily album. I'm so excited to document another year, and I will be back in a couple weeks to show you guys what my process is going to be for my approach to 2022. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and follow me on social media. All the links will be in the description box below. I will be documenting the process day by day on social media. If you have any questions about December Daily or my album or scrapbooking in general, please leave them in the comments down below and I will be sure to answer them. I hope my album was able to help you find some inspiration for days where maybe you don't have a defined story, but you want to document something about the holiday season. And until next time, keep it magical, and I will see you again very soon.